Zephyr. I thought I had a save file with her fully decked out, so I forget what her last skill is. It's serial. It's basically Reaper in XCOM 2, where you can go and kill. It's guaranteed hit on the first one, but then the damage is lowered and lowered and lowered. But you can just chain kill enemies. As long as they're low health, you can do it. But you can do the same thing with Patchwork. So really, for me, Zephyr went from, hey, she's amazing, to like, I hate her. She's useless. The thing I don't like about parry is that when you hit someone, you have a choice. Stand there, parry, which is great because they'll try to hit you, blocks one attack. But she also has momentum. When you hit someone, you can walk away from it. The nice thing is when she hits someone, typically they either get stunned, disoriented, something happens mentally to them, and then you can either go find cover. But then if you can't move and parry, so you're left in the open. You're left in the open often enough. After you've parried, you're just kind of there. So I found that she was a bit lackluster. Then you unlock Lockdown. At first I thought, oh yeah, Lockdown's amazing. I'm using this all the time. So her fists don't upgrade, and they do, I think it's 4 or 5 damage. But when she does Lockdown, she kicks them. She doesn't punch them with her fists that have a weapon linked to them. So she does 1 less damage than her normal attack. So it only does 3 to 4. And it can miss. Where her strength is she cannot miss. Now she can miss. So I'm not really happy with this. Then you try to do some techniques, throwing poison at her, and she's surrounded by enemies, she'll kick them. She misses. They walk away from her. Not a big selling point for me. So here you can upgrade her damage, and it replaces subdue, so they would fall unconscious. I'd say you wanted more guaranteed damage than RNG damage with her. This would be the way to go. She would do, I think, 4 or 5, or maybe 5 and 6 damage. And it's an option. I still don't think that, compared to other characters, these are not the best. Pick her at the start of your game. She will carry you through your first faction. Then drop her and put her into your missions here. I think that's what I was doing with her now. I just select her to do these missions. Because she's slightly leveled, she can take Star Initiative, which I don't really like, but once you've unlocked another character that you may want to use instead of her. Use her in the beginning. She's strong. She's a good, strong starter. Bad finisher. The other thing is crowd control. So you'll unlock crowd control, which is an AoE melee attack that can't miss. So it's basically a grenade, but she has to be there. Kind of like Axiom. She has to move to it. It can still do mind-altering effects to the enemy. Problem with it is, once you unlock this, you can't parry, and you can't get momentum after your first attack. So once you've unlocked this, you use it every 2 turns, let's say, because this enemy's grouped up. But then she's just sitting there, just like, yep, hit me. But she's not parrying. So I think once she unlocks this, kinda bad. I mean, it gets better if you take this option. I just feel that if you don't take that option, it's really bad. This would be a good one because it doesn't trigger Overwatch, but I've not had a problem with Overwatch in this game. Overwatch is not really a big problem, at least for my playstyle against the enemy. So I had picked Vital Strikes with Ignore Armor. Most enemies don't really have that much armor. So the thing is, her punches, if you don't pick these 2, I think these 2 should just happen through gear, then she's very useless. Plus, she can't have any items on her fist. Like, you can't give her a scope. Wouldn't make sense. But you can't give her any upgrades. There's nothing with her fists. It's just really bad. The fist should almost be a secondary weapon, or maybe primary, but then give her a handgun, give her a sidearm, give her something that can be used for when she's not punching people. It feels very weird. And yes, this is serial. She does have the best mobility in the game. So if you're trying to do an objective, it's really far, you can probably move her to the objective with the first AP if you can reach it. And then from there, she's already grabbed it, go punch somebody, which is still pretty far away. And then she'll get a third move with momentum, or you'll parry, which she is the fastest character to get around. On escort missions, she'd be amazing to have. You could probably use her to reach the end of an escort mission. Then if you had shelter, you could just swap places with her. And then swap places with the escort and then bring them out type thing. But then you can just do the same with an enemy that is far and spawned. I used to really think she was amazing because the kicks were great on normal. You bring her to a higher difficulty and you just have to drop her. She's not worth it on higher difficulties.